Oh shit. Hey guys. Eric here. Or Eric to some of you. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you sly dog. Anyway, um, we are just gonna do the thing we do. This is gonna be an additions video. I think these are going back June, July, maybe not June, maybe beginning of July. Um, I'm a little behind. Look at this. You see this shit? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fantastic, ain't it? Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I'm still not really vibing on going to the like the haircutters, the salon, the whatever. Doesn't really feel like a haircut is worth, possibly getting my entire family sick. So yeah, we're just going with it. Even when I do get a haircut, I think this up top is gonna stay. We're gonna figure it out. But anyway, all right, VC. So additions, and let's just jump right in. All right. Okay. First up, this is probably the greatest fucking jazz record I've ever listened to. I got this through the company that everybody loves to hate. Vinyl Me Please. Um, this is McCoy Tyner, and this is Sahara. This, I've heard it described as Pan-African post-bop, and this thing bangs. This is fuego. So good. Ooh. This record is so amazing. I read a little bit about this guy. It's kind of interesting. He was on the music scene, and he'd almost given up on his music dreams completely. He was working like a 9 to 5, and working his 9 to 5, and not getting anywhere with his music. And then he released this fucking classic. This thing is amazing. Amazing. Favorite jazz record. Next up, another Vinyl Me Please. And please, if you hate VMP now and you want to talk some shit, take it somewhere else. I'm not. It's already tired. It's already tired. The Facebook groups have killed me. This is John Mayer's Continuum. This is on some beautiful, beautiful turquoise. This is not something I ever saw myself buying, but I gave it a few listens before they released it, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. It's pretty mellow, you know. It's like some pretty catchy poppy blues guitar work. You know, I know he's a great guitarist. Turns out he's a pretty great songwriter too. Oh, all right. Maybe I'll save that for the end. I got a Grail in this one. I got a Grail. So, now if you're looking for diversity in this video, this might be the one you don't get it, because I have a particular haul right here. So, for all of July, okay, So one day on a Facebook post, someone had mentioned that You Discover Music was giving away some free records, like Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, a Selena Gomez record that I actually grabbed because it was free. I think I showed that I showed those records last video. They were giving away these free records, so I popped over to their site, and for July they also had free shipping, and they were also having a 25% off sale. So free shipping, 25% off. I looked through their catalog, and they had a lot of stuff. And so I placed one order, and that still hasn't arrived because I foolishly let a pre-order slip in there. So I won't get the whole thing until later this month. But and then I went back the next day because I was like kicking myself for not placing another order. I mean, that's a huge discount, and the free shipping. I ended up saving like $80, if I would have bought these just without the sale. Maybe a little more. Okay, precursor. This one isn't from that sale, but the rest are, and you'll see why they're together. First up, Les Claypool's Flying Frog Brigade. Dude, this is fantastic. This is a live show from a few years ago. Les actually kind of used, like a musician's help wanted to find his musicians for this, is my understanding. Imagine answering back to that ad, and it's Les Claypool. If y'all don't know, Les Claypool is a bass genius, a virtuoso. He fronted the band Primus, and is also currently in the Claypool Lennon Delirium with John Lennon's son Sean. That band's amazing. I love it. It's like really psychedelic. Sounds a lot like the Beatles. Like, I'm blanking on the Beatles album. It's the cover with, it's got a big group of people on it. It's real psychedelic. It almost sounds like if the Beatles were still together and playing that album, this is what it would evolved into. Les Claypool's, the Claypool Lennon Delirium. So, check them out if you like that kind of shit. Anyway, sorry. So this, he got, this band together to do this live show. This is a 3 LP set, and I will show the vinyl off in a second. Sorry. So there's the front. There's the back. Just gonna show off this beautiful jacket. There he is. Interesting, correct? The cover of Animals. What's that doing there? So, disc 1 of this set is the two first discs, the set 1. It's bookended by covers. So there's a King Crimson cover to start it out. And that is Thelahun Jinjet. I wanted to look because I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it. So the beginning cover is that. You got three originals, and then the other bookend is Shine On You Crazy Diamond in its entirety. Fucking awesome cover, right? This is the vinyl. I'm not going to show off all 3 records, but that looks like it's coming through pretty good, right? Especially that blob right on my eye. Yeah, blob. All right. So And the second set is Pink Floyd's Animals played in its entirety, which is a phenomenal cover. It is covers. It is so awesome. So if you're a Pink Floyd fan or a Primus fan or a Claypool fan, get your hands on these. Those are readily available anywhere now. You can order them through Walmart, through Amazon, through Red Yeti, through. They were pressed en masse. So, all right. Next up, and these are in no particular order. All right, we're gonna go on a very particular journey right now. Boom, Primus, rhinoplasty. Primus was formed around 1990, maybe even 89, maybe 91. I don't think so. I think 90, 89. They are a trio. They're a bass heavy band. Les Claypool is the front man, and he plays bass. And so they're very unique in that front. In that right, I'm sorry. Claypool started out in high school band, on the triangle, and then moved on to, I think, some drumming. Ended up getting a bass because his friend needed a bass player, and he had a bass, I think. So that's how he ended up on bass. He did this and that for a while. He played in a R&B band for years. He was kind of in and out of them. And he says that's where he learned his groove, and that's also where he met, I think it's Tim Alexander, his drummer. But they didn't meet till one of the later times Les was playing with the group, and I'm sorry I can't remember their name right now. And even at one time Les auditioned to fill the Cliff Burton spot, rest in peace, for Metallica. And in interviews now they say he was too good for them, which I hope James and Lars recognized that at the time, but who knows? They're such fucking assholes and egomaniacs. I don't know if they would have recognized his genius, but it was obviously not a fit. They were like metalheads and rockers, and he said he didn't even really know who they were, had no idea how big they were, and so it didn't work out. And thank God. I mean, imagine if it would have. His creative voice would have been stifled, like Newstead's, for years or decades even, and we might not have Primus. This is rhinoplasty. This was originally released in 1998, so these are just going to be all over the place. I'm not going in chronological order here. Fantastic album. See, we get into trouble when I start opening things up. Then I have to get them back in their sleeves. And this is on red vinyl. And so Primus has been described as alt rock, alternative rock. That's probably the lamest way to describe them. But I mean, it works. Heavy funk. God, what else? I mean, they're very heavy, and their music can be very dark. Just with the bass at the forefront and heavy ass tones. And just the guitarist named Larry. Very unique guitarist. They've played with Buckethead. I know Buckethead has filled that guitar slot at times, and he's a goddamn genius. Anyway, next up we have one of my favorite Primus albums. This is Tales from the Punch Bowl. This was originally released in probably, it was the earlier 90s, maybe 95? 95, I was correct. And this had the single Winona's Big Brown Beaver. Now, I never liked comedy in my music. I took music way too seriously. You know, I had a troubled life, and so I liked my music on the very serious side. So I actually was not into Primus ever, but I was familiar with a lot of their music, and I've played in a lot of bands, sung in a few bands, and I've known a lot of bass players, obviously, and I've known a lot of Primus fans. But recently, hanging out with my friend, months ago, he kept trying to push Primus on me, and he's the guy that got me into Bowie, that got me into King Crimson, that got me into St. Vincent, and it finally took. I finally started listening to them on my own, and I was familiar with a lot of their work, but I'm really glad I went there. These are some of my favorite records right now. I listen to them a lot at this moment. Next up, we have Anti-Pop. This came out in the late 90s, maybe even early 2000s. Yeah, I'm not getting a date off this. Shit. That rarely happens. I haven't dropped a record in forever. I caught it. What's interesting about this album is he brings in a lot of guest instrumentalists and guest producers on this. Tom Morello has a lot to do with this album. And there's actually some production by America's favorite asshole, Fred Durst. Yeah, that shithead. They should have never let that motherfucker out of Florida, am I right? Alright, so, yes, blue vinyl, Anti-Pop. I think this has Lacquer, yeah, this has Lacquerhead on it, which was a single song about a dude who spends all his time huffing. Next up, this is probably their most critically acclaimed album. They went heavier, they went funkier on this album, and it's it's just fantastic. This is the Brown album. Okay, those last two records were not gatefolds, so that's why I wasn't taking anything out. Yeah, this is the Brown album. I'm trying to see. I don't know if this had any singles, but like if you look at the song names, see The Return of Sathington Willoughby, Fisticuffs, Shake Hands with Beef, Camelback Cinema, Puddingtane, Bob's Party Time Lounge, Duchess and the Proverbial Mind Spread. Yes. Coddington, the Chastington of Renegade. They're pretty ridiculous at times. Actually, at all times. They border on the absurd, or actually they revel in the absurd. But there is actually a lot of serious subject matter buried under Les's comical voice and comical lyrics, and actually a lot of stories. It's like the Primus is the country music of alternative rock funk. It's not poetry. Every song is a story, and they revolve around people. Primus is definitely, you definitely have to open up the lyric sheet on these. Did I show off the wax? I mean, it's on orange wax. They border on I lost my train of thought. Totally lost it. All right, so I have not even opened this one yet. This is Miscellaneous Debris. This is an earlier album, and this is actually just covers. There's some Peter Gabriel on here, Intruder, and The Residents, The Meters, and Have a Cigar, a Pink Floyd song. But I have not opened it yet. I've had just too much Primus to get through. These are all on Interscope Records. Another one I have not yet opened. This is Primus. Animals should not try to be like people. This is from 2003. Yeah, I mean, you'll notice most of their album art is claymation, clay modeling. Phenomenal. They work with a couple phenomenal artists to do all this. And last but not least, we have the album that has the single that many of you may have heard. And unfortunately, I could not get this on colored vinyl. It was sold out. This is Primus, Pork Soda. Get sucked pork soda. That was probably enough for most of you. All right. And this has Pork Soda and My Name is Mud. My Name is Mud is probably the song that you've heard. Another interesting thing I forgot to mention, these guys are on Interscope Records. Primus is the second artist that Interscope ever signed. They were a brand new label, they were a small label, and Les felt that they'd be completely hands off with his artistic approach and his music writing, and they proved to be. And he got a good vibe from him, a small, chill vibe. Which is crazy to think that, because Interscope's pretty fucking big now. But he shortly went on to create his own record label, and it's called Prawn Song. So, if you can see that there, it's a prawn with wings, and it's there we go. The sun moved from where it was when I started this video. It's a play on Led Zeppelin's label, Swan Song. Which, I believe the first act... the first act that Led Zeppelin signed to Swan Song was Bad Company. If I have that wrong, please feel free to let me know. Please, guys, feel free to chime in on the comments about whatever. Really, the whole reason I do this is to get, to talk about music, to learn about music, to, music. So, just, let's talk. Shoot the shit. And lastly, we have a Grail. Now, some of you may debate it. As I've said before, I've heard people say Grail isn't a Grail unless it costs $700. I think those people are full of shit. But this was in the $200 range. I actually thought I'd never have it. It's one of the albums that got me back into hip-hop at that time, where I got into this and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Denzel Curry's Taboo and Run the Jewels. A lot of stuff that got me back into hip-hop. Anyway, so this was in the $200 range, and then it was announced a few months ago that it was getting repressed, and the represses are already going for almost $100 on Discogs, which, as you know, is the place for overblown prices. But boom! Oh god, this is such a good album. Boom! This album is called Sour Soul. This is Ghostface Killer, and he is backed by the live production of Bad Bad Not Good, which is a group of very young jazz musicians. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. They're very young, very white, and their albums are pretty hard to come by. If you're into Bad Bad Not Good, just so you know, Zia Records currently has a limited repress of 4, which was a hard album to get. It was, pricey on the aftermarket. So, yeah, I ordered this from Lex Records. Came all the way from the UK. And, I must say, coming from the UK, this thing is crisp. I mean, there isn't even a ding on the corners. This it just looks phenomenal. That cover, you can't beat that cover, man. Ghostface is, I mean, he probably has the most prolific career out of anyone from Wu-Tang, and I think everyone would have thought that would have been Method Man. But, Method Man he did a lot of different stuff. Ghostface has continued to release album after album after album after mixtape after mixtape. I mean, he does albums with Wu-Tang members. He does albums with other rappers. He does albums with guest producers, full albums, like Apollo Brown, and I'm blanking on the other names. Bad Bad Not Good. His catalog is extensive, and it's some of it, I mean, his rapping style hasn't evolved a whole lot, but you just can't argue with his output. I mean, there's so much, and the rapping on this is okay. And then, 6 Degrees is a song on this featuring Danny Brown, your favorite rapper, and it might be the best Danny Brown verse that there is. Danny Brown's guest work is phenomenal. This and Hey Kids by Run the Jewels, those guest verses are like my favorite Danny Brown verses. They're just phenomenal, just great shit. So Sour Soul, that's the Grail, man. I thought I might never have it because I won't pay $200 for a record. So hey VC, thanks for joining me, right? My contest is going on right now. Please get in on that. Like I said, I'll be giving away a $50 gift card to the winner, or like a prize pack. Prize pack will be, depending on the value, 1 to 2 records, maybe a few CDs. Kind of depends on who you are, because I'm going to try to tailor it to you. I already have a few people who have made videos, and if they chose the prize package, I know exactly what I'd send them. Like, one person in particular, like, I have something precise that I know would be right up her alley. That she actually, it would just. So I put a lot of thought in this for the prize pack. If I'm familiar with your channel, if not, I would familiarize myself with the channel, try to get an idea, but whatever. Rock on, guys. Take care. Keep spinning them records.